Hi guys, this is TV Host Live. This is IDALIS. Hi guys. Oh wow. TV Host Live. I'm IDALIS De Leon, your broadcast coach, Los Angeles broadcast and media trainer coach here for people on E! News, Entertainment Tonight, QVC, and all kinds of broadcast channels. And I also work with entrepreneurs, and I really specialize with hair and makeup people, fashion industry, because I grew up in New York. I am so glad you joined me this week. We are here live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. I have a great show set up for you today. I'm not sure if there's a title there or not. So it's been the last 3 weeks that I've been doing this show. It's been on and off and in and out. But now we're going to be really getting consistent, and we're going to be really promoting it really well. Let me see. Last week, I didn't know how to turn my chat on. Top chat, live chat, all messages are visible. Live chat. I guess I have to put the live chat on. Cool. Let's see. I just want to make sure everything's running properly. All right. So if you join us, make sure you type in something. That would be great. But otherwise, to all the people that are joining us later, if you're watching this recording later on, you tuned into a really good show. Try to come join us next week, because I will have a person I'll be interviewing live in person and doing a second part of this. This show, I hope it says it on the YouTube thing, but it says this show is how to set media goals. So last week we talked about how to get jobs as a broadcaster, as a host. And this week we're going over how to set goals for a media job. I don't have my headset on. Should I put it on? Let me know if this sounds better or if my headset sounds better. So in the meantime, while I'm doing that, setting goals. It's really hard to set goals. I know people are like, oh, it's so easy to set goals. Here's how you do it. No, it's hard to set goals. So I created a system for setting media goals, because media goals are hard to set, basically. Let me put this in and see what this sounds like. Hopefully it sounds good too. And we'll compare and we'll see which one we like. I also have hang on, here we go. Actually, this is a little broken, this headset. Hello, let me see. Hello, does this sound good? I don't know, that's gonna bother me. This headset's a little broken. Let me just take it off. All right, so we're not gonna use the headset. So we're live, anything can happen live, as you well know. Ooh, ooh. And we're gonna talk about setting media goals today. So I have a system at IDALIS Media where we set media goals, because they're hard to set. And people like, oh, so easy setting goals. It's so hard to set goals and then achieve them. But it's really important that you set goals with media, because it's so distracting. People have a lot going on. So next week, I'm going to have one of my clients on, and we're going to actually do all the goal setting in front of you, so you see how it works with a person live and in person. But this week, I'm going to set it up so you could set it up for yourself. And then join us again next week and bring people with you. I want it to be really interactive. I'll be here every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific. So we're going to go over, this is the system I use with my clients, my private clients who are successful broadcasters who have to set out media goals. So if you're in a KTLA, in a local station, and you want your media goal is to be on Good Morning America, this is the show for you. If you're an entrepreneur and you're setting media goals for your company and you want to get more videos out there, you want to start a YouTube channel, this is the show for you. If you are a never ever, just an inspiring entertainment reporter, aspiring host, an aspiring an author who wants to be more host and get more platforms and more publicity for their book, then you have media goals. So we all have media goals, and you should have media goals if you have a business or if you're an on-camera person in this day and age. And the media goals are going to help you achieve things and track them, because you want to get measurable results in the media. It can be overwhelming, but for me, it's really easy. It comes second nature to me. But for other people, I know it can be overwhelming. So I'm going to share the secrets that I've shared with my clients over the last 10 years. And this is what we do in our program. So I'm going to give you some really good stuff today. So setting goals. So first and foremost, you have to figure out what your goal is. So what your media goal. So for all intents and purposes, I'm not going to do personal goals as opposed to professional goals. We're doing just professional goals and specifically media goals. So I'm going to focus just on professional media goals. So first you want to do is two areas that you want to target. You want to create what your oh, my pen is not working. Anything can happen live, guys. 1 second. So first you want to figure out what your main target brand media goal is. So your target brand goal, and I'll tell you how to do that. The second thing you want to figure out is your target brand role model. There are two things, because one provides a map and one provides the goal. And I'll explain it in a second. Let me just go get a quick magic marker. It's live, guys. Anything can happen. Okay, just getting a quick magic marker here. I'm using green again. I want to use black. Gotta get more Sharpies. Okay, so two things you have to focus on is first, your media brand goal. So that's number one. That's the first thing that you want to set. So your media brand goal, okay? So that's one, you got to set that. What is your media brand goal? That's number one. Then you're going to set your media. So you guys should write this down on a piece of paper. So write it at the top. Media brand role model. So your media brand role model. Okay? So you're going to do that. So there's two things. Your media brand goal and then your media brand role model. Here we go. Here we go. Boop. Okay. Anybody here? Just check in. I'm going to have a lot of people participating next week, so definitely join us next week because we're going to have a lot of people joining us if you're seeing this later on. So it's your media brand goal. Can you guys see that? And then your media brand role model. So we're going to put this aside, Think about, so what is your media brand goal? Like, what is it that you really want to do? So you should write this down on the pad. Follow me. And so let's say I want to be, what's your media brand goal? So, well, think about it. I want to be a host. Like eventually, what do you want to be in like the next 5 years? You want to be on, so let's say you want to be a talk show host. So you want to be a talk show host, right? So maybe that's your media brand goal, but be more specific than that. So I dare you to say, what exactly do you want to be? I want to be a Emmy Award winning talk show host, popular, maybe you can write popular talk show host with best-selling book with a best-selling book and endorsements. So do a more detailed media brand. So in media, God is in the specifics, and that's in the training and the broadcast training and in your goal setting and in your media branding. God is in the specifics with television, with broadcast. It's not vague. It's always specific. That's what gets people attention. Media brand. So be very specific. Can't be all over the place. Can't be doing 500 things. You've got to really be specific about exactly what you want to do. I'm not sure if you can read that, guys, but it's Emmy Award-winning popular talk show host with best-selling book and endorsements. That's a specific media brand. So you write down what specifically you want to be as a media brand. Who do you admire? Who do you want your career like? And look at them and what did they do? Do you want Emmy Awards? Do you want to be an award-winning show? Do you want to be a global personality? Do you want to be a media mogul? What is it that you want to be? It's just a QVC host with a best-selling, but like be specific of what you want to be. So that's your media brand goal. So we have the media brand goal there, and now we have the media brand role model. Now, the media brand role model is who do you emulate and who can you see that you emulate that you want to be like. This is going to provide you for a map. Because somebody's done it before you, probably. And if no one's there that gives you a sense of, what you can do for your career, you're going to be a trailblazer. Because if there's nobody before you, then in your area, you'll probably be a trailblazer. But most of the time, there has been somebody who's achieved pretty much what you want to do before you. So for this, let's say it's a media brand goal, an Emmy Award-winning talk show host with a best-selling book and endorsement. I would say, and depending on the person who you are, let's say we have somebody, not me, I'm just going to use, let's see, can't use anybody example, but let's say you are, Ellen meets Oprah meets, see who has a book, best-selling book, meets Anderson Cooper, let's say. This is your media brand role model. So write that down. So maybe somewhat what you look like, maybe somewhat what you sound like, but a combination of people that will give you a map, a roadmap to where you want to go. Because people have modeled it before you. So it's Ellen meets Oprah meets Anderson Cooper. Emmy Award-winning talk show host with a best-selling book and endorsements. That's kind of Ellen and Oprah and Anderson Cooper. Maybe if it's a guy and he kind of looks like Anderson Cooper, then it would be like Ellen meets Oprah meets Anderson Cooper. Or if you've got a swag like Anderson Cooper, very conversational delivery, then that would be your media brand role model. So put a media brand role model or models here, like who you want to be like, and a combination of those people, and look at the map that the way they got there, and it's going to give you a sense of how to get there. It also gives us a clear vision of what we want in front of us. We put it into someone, we find someone that has it, and you go, okay, I want to be like that. And then you start when you visualize something like that, you start going near it. You start being pulled like a magnet towards it. And that you have a vision, you have a goal, you have a clear vision. So media brand goals, an Emmy Award-winning talk show host with a best-selling book and endorsements as a media brand. Now, once you've done this, then you're going to start to figure out all the things you need in order to be this. Now, in order to be an Emmy Award-winning talk show host with a best-selling book and endorsements, what do we need to do? Well, who do we need to show up as? Well, number one, I would say if it's an Emmy Award-winning show, you need to be a good writer-producer. So we're going to write that down. You're going to really have to know that, writing and producing. That's number one. And I'll talk about with Ellen how she did it. She was a stand-up coach, so she was a writer. So Ellen was a writer because she was a stand-up. Stand-ups make great hosts, especially late night talk show, because they just know how to ball with an audience and having that on-camera persona that you kid around and have fun with. I mean, they are key. They are key talk show hosts. They make the best talk show hosts. So let's see. So we're going to start to name the tasks. So one of the things is I think you need to be a good writer producer. So writer producer. producer. And so how can you be a good writer producer? So you're going to write that down, writer producer. I need to be a writer producer, and then you're going to create a task for that. So how can I create myself and become a good writer producer? Well, you would produce content. And I would say the best thing to do right now is maybe to do a YouTube channel. I'm going to talk to a broadcaster next week. She's actually doing a YouTube channel. So you should definitely tune in next week, because we're going to go over how she uses those goals, and I can show you in person how a real brand is bloomed and can reach goal, do some goal setting. Because it's hard to do like this way, but at least you get a sense of how to do it for yourself. I'd love for you to follow me at home and do this for yourself. So the first task would be, if you're going to try to be a writer producer, one of the first tasks is to write a segment for yourself for a YouTube show, let's say. So let's just do YouTube channel as the main goal. YouTube channel sounds like it would be a good goal. So then we're going to do sub goals. We'll talk about sub goals in a second, but let's make the main goals. So one of the tasks that's going to help us be an award-winning talk show host is to create our YouTube channel and start to create our content for our audience, and start to discover who is our audience and how they react to certain things, and start to even, test it out, experiment it. You're going to have to know this anyways. And it's better that you're in charge of your own show as is. Just don't hand it to a producer and you're just talent. You want to have more power than that. So the YouTube channel is one of the tasks that will help you become a great writer producer. And we'll do subtasks in a second, but I just want to do the main task first. YouTube channel would be one way. How else can we be an Emmy award-winning talk show host, best-selling book, and endorsements? I would say being a great speaker. So I would say, as your coach, I would say you would have to master your verbal mastery. Master the art of conversation and the art of hosting. So there would be like training there. Training. We're going to put that right there as the next goal. Oops. All right, I'm going to have a better system next week. This is getting a little wobbly here. All right, so I would say verbal mastery, YouTube channel, verbal mastery. So this is training, YouTube channel and training. So you're working out your verbal mastery every day. I would also say interview technique, which would be part of the training. So interview technique will go under training. Definitely need to, whether you're an established broadcaster, in KTLA, you need to go to Good Morning America. It's a different game in the national game. It's very different. So I would get training from a coach like me if I'm trying to make that move to a national program. So interview technique is one of the second things under training. I'm going to put that under training. Interview technique, and then also handling an audience. So live broadcast would help a lot. That would help a lot. So I'm going to put this under training. And basically what you're doing is a brain dump for the task that you need for your goal. Basically, you're just doing a brain dump. So interview technique would go under training here. But basically, don't try to organize it yet. Just do a brain dump. A little bit of a brain dump. Next thing, what else would we need? Maybe you would need a following, a publicity, basically an audience. So that would involve building your social media audience, maybe with the YouTube content or just social media content, and starting to establish what kind of brand you're going to be as a talk show host. So what you want to do as a broadcaster is have all that stuff worked out. And the only way you work it out is to do it on your own. And there's no better time than to be your own show host, especially on YouTube right now, where they're going into this new area with YouTube Live and everything, and expanding YouTube, how it's becoming the next television, although television is really holding on. So you still can get some great jobs on television. But digital will take over very soon. Looks like it's lasting more than 2019. So it looks like it's going to last till 2022 or just a few more years. So But if you're ahead of the game, if you're on YouTube already, because you'll be an established brand and you want to build that audience, and you can build a global audience right here, right now. And I'm doing very little. You see, last week there weren't that many views, and the week before, because I just started. Do you think I care what people think about my views? I don't, because I know what's coming, because I've built other channels. So don't care about how many viewers you have. Really care about who you are, your content, and connecting with people. I'm wearing no makeup, by the way, guys. I don't have any makeup on. I just was like, okay, I gotta go quick. Thank God. I look good without no makeup. But I'm not wearing a stitch. Just wanted to share that with you. The show is the most important thing to me, and if that's how I gotta go on air, that's how I gotta go on air. So here we are. Our goal is Emmy Award-winning talk show host, best-selling book with endorsements. That's our media brand goal. Our role models are those. I will go over those in a second, but basically I want you to just focus on your media brand goal. I want to be an Emmy Award-winning talk show host with a best-selling book and endorsements. Way I'm going to do that is do some content for YouTube channel. I'm going to really train my verbal mastery and hosting training, basically carrying a show, and then I'm going to work on my interview technique. Also want to build an audience. So you want to build an audience, and that should be through social media. So you want to be social media. So I guess you want to be an influencer. So that's an influencer. Build an audience, do social media, and become an influencer. Now, just because you don't have to be like these models that are like half naked on Instagram, because there's certain things that work for certain places. So YouTube, what works on YouTube is relationship experts, and everything works on YouTube. But what really gets a lot of hits or whatever tends to be relationships, comedy, music, gaming. But gaming especially gets a lot of people really quick, because these people are addicted. These kids are addicted, and they want to get it. It serves them to see the game first, especially if they're pre-release with these gamers who get pre-release games, and they're able to create their strategies. There are reasons behind what mediums serve, and YouTube, those are the mediums that serve them well. Music, comedy, relationships, fights, violence always attracts a lot of people. That's why they started fighting in all these shows in the 50s and in the 70s and 80s, like Maury Povich and what's his name? What is that guy's name? I forget his name. Jerry Springer and stuff. When they discovered that got ratings, they just went with that every week. It just is like watching a car crash. People tend to watch those things. That's why Jersey Shore, I think, did really well, is because of the violence. People kind of like watching that. Really, it's really sad, but it's true. But then it's a cheap shot when you keep doing it every week. But so it's great when people are great successes because of the content, because of their storytelling and their narrative. That to me gets a lot more respect from me than a show that just constantly showcases a subculture that's constantly fighting. So here we are. This is who you want to become. YouTube channel, build a social media influencer. If you have a best-selling book, right, you're going to have to write a book. Write a book. Boom. Write a book. And then to get endorsements, I think you have to work on your personality, being an irresistible, awesome personality. That does tend to be PG. So like Shaq and Sofia Vergara. Let's see. People that are likable are great endorsement magnets, and then people who achieve greatness, like Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods. Well, he used to be Tiger Woods, and Jennifer Lopez, because they get big numbers. But besides that, if you're not getting big numbers, at least be really just a person who's admired. Martha Stewart, Snoop Dogg, So developing that personality of who you are and figuring out your on-camera personality and figuring out, okay, what's the aspects of myself that are really kind of PG, kind of that people adore, that people would love to adore. I call it the Princess Diana quotient. What's your Princess Diana quotient? And it might be a snarky quotient. It may be a sassafras like Beth Ann on Beth Ann Frankel, I think her name is. She does Skinny Girl Margarita. She's on Housewives of New York. Great breakout brand on there. Also, Housewives of Atlanta was what's her name? Oh my God, I'm blanking on her name. Damn, I'm blanking on her name. Anyway, she's a breakout character because she's snarky. She's sassafras. She's like, and people love watching her. Like the Braxton sisters. Like people love Tamar Braxton because she's sassafras and she's just sassafras. She has a really great brand, by the way. If Tamar, as you're listening, she has a really, really good brand. She really needs to just get with the endorsements and really start selling more products now. I hope that she's going through divorce and stuff like right now. But if people knew how valuable they are, you're much more valuable than you think. Okay, guys? And then people who think they're valuable usually are not. It's like these people think they overvalue themselves. It's like, yeah, no. Anyways, so think about that personality. So the only way to do that is to get some on camera time and to practice. So I would say practice your on-camera persona. Practice and develop persona. Develop. So practicing and developing your on-camera persona, and I think the YouTube channel will be doing that, but we'll put it right here for now as an extra thing to do. Did I run out of the thumbtacks here? I think I did. Let me use this one. So practice your on-camera persona. It would be a goal. All right. So you're building all the tasks here. So here are the tasks listed of what you need. So basically a brain dump of your goal. So first, meet a brand goal, Emmy award-winning talk show host with best-selling book and endorsements. Be very specific. Don't forget, be very specific. Then brain dump, YouTube channel, verbal mastery, hosting, training, interview technique, audience participation, live broadcasts, enough live broadcasts under your belt. Build an audience, social media influencer, write a book, practice on camera, persona develop, get an agent, maybe a manager, blah, 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 blah. Now once you list all the tasks and you do a brain dump, we're going to prioritize that. And the way we prioritize that is into quarterly goals. Okay. I know you probably can't see that. So quarterly goals, we're going to prioritize it into quarterly goals. I'm running out of thumbtacks, guys. This is ridiculous. Okay, here we go. I got one. So all of these are the tasks. Here are your brand role model up here. I'm going to take this out for a second. I think we're going to talk about this more next week. And I'll show you the media brand role model, which is Ellen meets Oprah meets Anderson Cooper for a talk show host model brand, is more showing you a map. And I'll talk more about that next week. So just for you guys who didn't join me this week live, make sure you join me next week live and you ask me questions about that so I don't forget. Anyways, so we're going to put this media brand role model that's going to provide us a map. I'm going to explain that next week. So please tune in live to get that. I'm going to have a person online interviewing and I'm going to actually do all this with her so you can see that. Okay. So we're focusing on the media brand goal. It's an Emmy award-winning talk show host with a best-selling book and endorsements. You've brain dumped and listed your goals. And what you're going to do, your tasks, and what you do from the task, you're going to create quarterly goals. So you're going to create goals for every 3 months. Now, let's talk about the next 3 months. October, November, December. I have not done my goals for October, November, December. I know that's so bad, but I'm about to do them because I did I just finished my year. So I do goals yearly. I don't do it even more than that. I used to do 2 years, but I mean, you can have an overview goal, but like to have detailed goals, I only do a year out because it changes so much. So what I do now is quarterly, right? So quarterly goals. So I do a year-long goal and then I do quarterly within that year. So the next 3 months, you want to look at October, November, December. So you've got all your goals here. So I want to do, maybe I can do it on here, this side. Let me do it there, where I can put this stuff there. Now you're going to set your goals quarterly. So let's say for October, we're going to prioritize. Now that you have your goals, you're going to want to prioritize October, November, and December. And you can do that on your calendar, on your Google Calendar is what I do it on, or you can write it out first. I know there's a lot of people just like love that, writing it out first and then putting it into their computers. I put it right on my computer, but I know other people love their journals and whatever works for you, you do that and find what works for you. The problem is if you write it down and don't put it in your computer, that's going to be a problem. It's got to be in your calendar and it's got to be able to alert you on your phone. That's really important. So, so we have our quarterly goals here. So we have October and November. So October, November, and then December. Take this one right here. And so you do these quarterly. Let me talk about these quarterly goals in terms of media for October, November, December. So let me go over the year first. So October, November, December is a really good slow time in media in terms of hiring people for jobs, for contracts, in terms of broadcasters for jobs and contracts. So I would wait to launch your media brand. If you're a broadcaster, I wouldn't wait. I would say I would use this time to build up the things I say I have no time for. You know, the things that you're like, oh, I need to edit my media reel and I haven't done it because I don't have time. Or I need to buy audition clothes, or I need to get more facials, or I need to create a new website. And I don't have time. I have to do my resume. I have to do my bio, and I don't have time. Well, this is the time to do it because media jobs slow down. Acting jobs, media jobs, TV host jobs, broadcaster, anchor jobs. They've already hired their people by this time. And they don't hire a lot of guest hosts. What they do is they do hire guest experts for the holiday season. So if you're an entrepreneur, then if you're already ready with your website and you've got your brand all taken care of, you have a really great online presence, then I would say start pitching yourself or get a publicist or pitch yourself with a good pitch line for you to promote your product, promote your business, and just have it all that help concept for the holidays, for Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, and New Year's are the 4 holiday season holidays that they look for certain types of people. Skin people, hair people, wardrobe people, really good time for all you media experts who are fashion experts, all you experts, especially in the hair and fashion industry. It's a good time to promote your stuff. If you have a book that has to do with holiday planning, organizing, gift giving, anything like that, you get the gist, right, guys? So for all you experts, it's good to do a media calendar for October, November, December. Otherwise, if you're a broadcaster, an aspiring host, a person who's an aspiring TV show host, broadcaster, reporter, correspondent, red carpet, QVC, whatever, this is a good downtime to do all the things you don't have time for, to set up your online presence that's powerful, that brings you like 2 or 3 levels up so that you can shoot yourself out of the cannon in January. Because January through May, it gets really busy in LA, New York, all the major cities start to hire new broadcasters, new blood, new people. It's called pilot season in a way. There really isn't a pilot season anymore, but for actors, it's called pilot season. It really happens all year round. But I'm just letting you know that October through December is a good time to downshift, get your headshots replenished, do those second, third photo shoots that you always wanted to do. I would start a Pinterest board before I did that to do an organized shoot. Also, redo your resume, revamp your stuff, because a lot of broadcasters, a lot of on-camera people leave their stuff so stale. In this day and age, you really can't, because an abandoned website is not emoting any energy. And the thing that gets you jobs is energy. You need that movement. You need something going on, new pictures, a new show, new stuff going out all the time. And so create quarterly goals so you can get those things done and do it at a pace that doesn't make you crazy. That's why you make goals. And they're not easy to achieve or make. But if you sit down and start it, it's just half the battle. So we've got October, November, December. And so for October, November, December, for this award-winning talk show host, best-selling author, endorsement, whatever, for October, I would make a couple of goals. First, I would be like, verbal mastery training. I would start my verbal mastery. I would say 3 times a week. I'm going to work out my verbal mastery. And then I would, start to develop my YouTube channel. I would do that 3 times a week too. And then I look interview technique. That'll be under my host training, build audience, social media influence. So then I would start my social media pages. Maybe here, maybe do my graphics and photo display for YouTube and Instagram. Like put your monikers on Instagram, your links and things like that. So really write everything you need to do down. Write it down. And you put it, so this is for October. Then November, realize that Thanksgiving is in November. And then obviously half the month, by the 15th, everything shuts down. The 15th, obviously to the 30th. If you want to maybe focus on just family there, then you just cross this out, and then you don't have to think about work, family, going back and forth. That's what I usually do. I take half the month off. Clients don't even come in at that second part, and I just go to New York, and I just really focus on that. And I feel like reading books. Maybe reading a book, catching up on reading a book. Reading a book can be a goal because you have downtime. But November, remember that Thanksgiving week, nothing happens. So it's only a 3-week thing in November. So between October, November, and December, really good time to replenish your photos, replenish your resume, redo your website or clean it up, do maybe a photo shoot and bring some new energy to what you're doing. Write your bio, write your resume in that early December where nobody's doing anything. Take on some meetings, do on pitches, send emails out to agents, possible agents, or adding somebody to your team. Just really figure out what you can do in October and December to replenish your reel, get new footage. Good time, because you've got time. Then in January, I would do a major launch. So what you're doing is now scheduling this into 3-month goals. Remember, December, this holiday season you can't get as much done, but it's good to write it down and get as much done that when the season is happening, like in between January and March, those times where you complain like, oh, I wish I got to redo my website, redo my bio, redo my resume, you won't be saying that between January and March because you'll do it now. This is the time to do it. Okay. That's pretty much it. This is how we pretty much do it. Next week, I'm going to have a real person come here and we're going to do it together online. I'm going to be interviewing her and I'm going to inviting you guys to come in and participate. I really want to make it really interactive every week. So I will be promoting the hell out of the next week's show and you'll know exactly where to link I'm sorry, I'm building my website right now, so there's not a page for this link. It will be on the home page for you to link, but up for now, you have to sign up, subscribe to this channel. Guys, subscribe right now. And also below is a link to my newsletter. Get on my newsletter. I push out a lot of information on there that'll help you. I sell my courses on there, and pretty soon my website will launch. I think it should be launching next month. I'm hoping to do it over the Thanksgiving holiday season. Good time to replenish everything, guys. Good time to make quarterly goals. Then make your January to March goals. So you guys who have made your October through December, and just consider the holidays and do goals within those holidays that complement you being around your family. Don't do goals that take you away from your family. Do something that maybe your family can help you figure out, like do 6 questions about your brand. We'll do that too next time. Maybe I'll do it next week or the next week after that. We'll go over all the stuff you should do during the holidays every week if you meet me here at 1 p.m. I'm so glad you joined me this week. We went a little bit over 40 minutes. Wow. That's like a lifetime on the internet. Let me tell you. On the internet, no. You can't make shows this long. Anyways, I'm so glad you joined me. Please write me and tell me what your goals are for this holiday season, what your long-term goal is, your media brand goal, and also what your short-term goals are in the next 3 months from October through December. Next week, we will have a person live in person, a real brand, one of my clients who's going through discovering and figuring out what they want to do. And we're going to create a great brand goal chart for them, just like this. And we'll do it right in front of your eyes, and you'll be able to see exactly how you do it. I hope this helped you a lot and you're inspired by your goals. This should be inspiring, by the way. You should be lit up by it. Sometimes it takes a while to think about it, but just marinate on it. Think about it and tweak it. Tweak it every week. Make it more specific as possible. Before the end of the year, I'm going to share with you my personal brand goals, but I'm not going to do that till like November, like right after Thanksgiving. I think we'll do it, like the first week of December. Anyways, I'm so glad you're tuning in. Please share this with someone if you think it will be helpful to them, and also subscribe to the newsletter and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you next week. This is TV Host Live, and I'm IDALIS, and I will see you next week. Mwah! Bye-bye.